It's your boy Online Davo, and we back with another video. Look, we got a video about Too Lazy to Try. Akaash Singh quits his own podcast because his wife won't stop humiliating him. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is absolutely disgusting. I haven't looked too far into the details because I wanted to, give my fresh reaction, my fresh thoughts on it. Because if bro actually quit his podcast because of his wife, oh my God, come on, bro. Let's get into the video.
As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akaash, he really went through it earlier this year, showed amazing resilience and, selling out Radio City recently, setting records in Toronto, just crushing stand-up. So it's been amazing to see. But the experience has put things in perspective for him. And he's made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod. It is bittersweet. We wish that he did not want to do that. But at the same time, it's very hard not to root for your friend, literally living his dreams. And if he feels he's got to give everything to that, then that's exactly what he's got to do. And we're going to rock with him. We hope you guys continue to rock with him. So we just wanted to, clear the air. Akaash hasn't been on the pod for a while. We thought it was time that we, talk to you guys about it.
All right, so it looks like Akaash Singh is actually leaving Flagrant after his wife started publicly humiliating him around 5 months ago. And it never seems to end. Like, she just won't stop ruining this man's life.
Damn, that was 5 months ago when it just started. Jeez, that feel like hell long ago. I'm not gonna lie. 5 months from hell. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Because obviously her and all the controversy she put him through is the reason why he's deciding to quit Flagrant, which doesn't seem like a great career move. This podcast is a big reason why he's so successful. And it's a good way for him to promote his shows, and it's an easy paycheck. He just has to bullshit around on a podcast a few hours a week. But the humiliation ritual his wife put him through made him rethink everything, except his relationship. But he decided to quit his own podcast that he's been doing for almost a decade without even announcing it himself or doing one final episode. He couldn't even do a goodbye episode with them. Damn. He just didn't go on there for months, and then they had to announce that he quit. So it's a weird way to end it, but they claim Akaash just wants to focus on his stand-up now. That's how they're spinning this. But everybody knows it's because of the controversy with his wife, and she calls the shots. Damn. So I wouldn't be surprised if she pressured him to quit because she really hates the Flagrant fan base. She thinks they're racist and sexist. So now his wife is insulting his fan base because I think she wants Akaash to purge the Flagrant fans, which sounds like a smart career move.
I know the periphery of Akaash's fan base, which is, I will say, more of the podcast fan base. And I know a lot of people during our controversy were saying oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. His comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him because a lot of them are really racist and right wing. I think those of them are more like that. But yeah, anyways, I said.
I mean, you can say it doesn't resonate, but it's like if you doing a podcast with people and I guess okay, let me rewind this. Right? I remember a YouTuber said something along the lines of you can tell the YouTuber by the type of comments he get. You feel me? What type of people comment on the videos, what type of stuff they be saying. So it's like if your YouTube is full with just right-wing shit, your comments full right-wing racist shit, bro, that's an audience you cultivated, my nigga. They don't pop up out of nowhere and just stay. You gotta nip that shit in the bud. You feel me? So if you never nipped it in the bud and you just let it sit there and manifest, of course they're gonna pop out. Especially when a situation like this comes. You got a woman, she playing her husband, so the incel's gonna, dig into that. You know what I'm saying? And she's not white, she's a minority. Oh yeah, we on your ass. You know what I'm saying? What you thought this was? But we're gonna hide it behind comedy. You know what I'm saying? This is a comedy podcast. Just an edgy joke. You feel me? Now I'm not denying that she may have seen some, racist stuff or had racist stuff said towards her because it's 2026. People letting their nuts hang when it comes to this racism shit. You feel me? They letting it all hang out. So I don't deny that, but to say it doesn't resonate with him, I don't know.
Those peripheral fans, they might come at us just because we're brown girls being opinionated and they don't like opinionated women.
Also, she's still doing podcasts and trying to be an influencer, and you can tell she hasn't learned anything from the backlash. It's crazy. She causes all this shit by embarrassing him and disrespecting him constantly on social media,
crazy.
and it's negatively affecting his career. But I guess their solution to all the drama is for Akaash to step away from the spotlight and for Jesleen to double down on her influencer career. So she's dragging him down to pull herself up, and he's just asking for it. It's hard to feel sympathy for him. This is just the most pathetic shit ever. Like, because of all the controversy, he's done with the podcast, and he says he doesn't really want to be a famous influencer podcaster anymore. He just wants to be a comedian because he doesn't really like what comes with fame and how people talk about his personal life. Yet his wife is still desperately trying to become famous by talking about their personal life and piggybacking off his success.
But I think it was God's way of telling me, you always say you want like a happy, healthy family. You need to know what comes with this fame thing and decide if you really want it. And I realized I don't really want that. I want to be the best stand-up comedian I can be, hopefully ever. All that other shit, I don't care. If we go to the Met Gala, she probably made me. I don't give a about walking on this stupid red carpet. You're picked. Like, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Now I just want the happy, healthy family.
And if it weren't for all the drama, obviously he wouldn't be saying this. He wouldn't have left Flagrant. And if he wants privacy,
Bro, he was not, bro. If his wife never came out emasculating him, neutering him, if his wife never came out and said all the stuff she said and, you know, chipped his aura, he would still be doing the podcast, still joking around with Andrew and them. You feel me? But, I mean, would I have left the podcast? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if I could say he wrong for leaving, because I'm like, damn, would I have left? Or would I have just, like, you know, honestly, shit, I would have nipped in the bud. I wouldn't be in no situation like that. Like, to get to the point to where you are, you know, this is all speculation. You are so humiliated and so ashamed of the situation you're in regarding your relationship and your marriage that you leave the podcast? Hey, bud, it's time to you address the elephant in the room. You looking at everything else, my nigga. You looking towards God. You looking towards fame. You looking towards Andrew and the boys. Nigga, what about your wife, my nigga? What about that? She's the one that caused this. You need to look her in the eye and let her know what's up. What you talking about? I'm leaving the podcast, but you still on podcast? No, that's out. But you know, weak men do weak things.
then maybe his wife shouldn't be posting so much on social media. But of course, that will never happen, even though obviously Akaash would prefer it. But she doesn't seem to give a shit what he thinks, and she's going to continue to do whatever she wants. I mean, Akaash is cooked. This guy is totally brainwashed. And
why would she care what he has to say? She done already showed her that she can do whatever, act any type of way she want to act, and he gonna still be on it. So why would she care what he gotta say, bro? You gotta earn that rep. Your words gotta matter to people. Your words gotta matter to your partner, to your relationship. And if your words don't matter and they can't respect what you say, you might as well not even be with them, bro.
He's rationalized everything she did, like all the time she disrespected him, and he just repeats the excuses she gave him, like how she's just doing what a comedian does and she's just joking around and he shouldn't take it seriously. Even if he has a problem with it, like, he needs to get over himself. So she's got this man by the balls, and he went on this radio show recently that barely has any views, and most of the comments are just mocking that whole situation. But this host was gaslighting him, just like,
nah, this is nasty. I pulled out. All right, bro.
All right. She's like, I can't believe people are giving your wife a hard time for just standing up for you. Like, that's the criticism. I mean, it's the exact opposite of that. People are giving her shit because she's been totally disrespecting him, and she was hitting on another guy in front of him. She kept trying to have an orgy with him. She was talking about his dick. It was so uncomfortable.
That's crazy.
But now Akaash has convinced himself it's no big deal. It's just jokes. He shouldn't take it seriously. Even though you could tell he definitely had a problem with it when they did that Flagrant episode with his wife. But he's so far gone, his wife could easily just convince him he's being insecure about it. Especially now that he's done with Flagrant, because I'm sure those guys are probably some of the only people actually trying to talk a little bit of sense into him. Like, Schultz kept saying it's a bad idea for his wife to do a podcast, and I think he's probably trying to convince Akaash to tell her not to do it. but I'm sure she got pissed and said Schultz was just being sexist or something. And that's probably one of the reasons why Akaash is leaving. And now he'll probably just be around people who gaslight him, like this radio show host who sees nothing wrong with how his wife treats him.
For people who are listening, they might know, but like, you know, it's like a different audience. Like, I didn't realize in the space that you function in, podcast world, because you guys are very, very famous. I didn't realize like people were giving your wife a hard time for standing up for you.
Like, you know, when you get on the subway and there's like a homeless person sleeping and like everyone has to get out of that car?
Yeah.
That's what my husband's balls smell like. Nav completely measures up to him, if not more. You haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines.
Damn, hey, bro, just fuck the nigga, okay? God damn, just fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. You talk about face card, body, all. Damn. Then you said Bo balls smell like a homeless man in a subway station? And that's you sticking up for your husband? Nigga, you sound like you sticking up for Nav. Fuck, what? Oh my gosh, Bro's in enemy territory. Now I can see why. Okay, now I could kind of see why he ended up the way he ended up. He just believe in anything. You tell him anything that sounds remotely close to what he want to hear, he going for it. He full sending it. Because, what? This is you sticking up for me? Oh gosh. I don't want to know how it sounds like when you tell me down. Please don't tell me down if this is you sticking up for me.
To know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if we
Or
did
it's
it?
thick. It's thick.
I didn't realize like people were giving your wife a hard time for standing up for you or having an opinion.
No, she said shit that if I said it, everybody would say it was a joke. And she and I have because we've only had sex with each other, she and I have a relationship where it's like, I don't give a what you say, she didn't give a what I say.
So he doesn't care that his wife was trying to jumpstart her career by humiliating him and ruining his career. And now he's like, my wife is so strong for the way she handled that controversy. I was going through it, but she was resilient. And it's like, yeah, of course she was, because she probably loved the attention. And what does she really have to lose? I mean, Akaash is the one it really affected. But he's so delusional. He came out of this controversy thinking, I can't believe how courageous my wife is for disrespecting me, and then doubling down.
First week this was happening, she goes, you know what, baby? God knows what's true. We know what's true.
That's right.
What else matters? Who cares what anybody thinks? And I was like, I care. What are you talking about? Are you
God
crazy?
knows what's
But
true.
she just kind of kept that energy. She was like, whatever y'all think about me is whatever y'all think about me. I know who I am. God
That's
knows who
it.
I am. That's it.
Right.
And then I had to realize, like, she's the one that's actually strong and courageous. And
That's
the rest
right.
of us are like running and hiding and going dark and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I know who I am. Go f yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Were
sorry.
you
It's easy to be courageous when you're not the one, when you could just go off and do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're going to acknowledge that Jasleen is, how do I say this? Is a woman you cannot trust. You know what I'm saying? A woman that you would not want to be with. You know, we can acknowledge that. But we can also acknowledge that he's the front facing face. Like, he's the one that's out there in the public. He got the podcast, he got the stand-up shows. So it's like, yeah, she being courageous and all that, but it's obviously gonna hit him the hardest. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could go off and do whatever the fuck she wanna do. Because even at this point, 5 months later, most people, or at least me, I'm still looking at Akaash like, nigga, you're soft. I'm looking at him like, bro, you're a beta male, my nigga. Beta. You feel me? Jocelyn is Jocelyn. Jocelyn is someone, you know what I'm saying? She don't already let us know who she is. So now it's you. The ball is in your court, and you choose to not hoop. You don't even want to pick up the rock. You don't even want to throw a shot up. You like, you know what? You won the game. I forfeit. Bro forfeited his manhood. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to hoop for his manhood. He just let her have it.
surprised that some people were telling you that she shouldn't be on social media? Like she shouldn't have a voice?
No, I think the thing I guess
Or what was surprising?
And Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne were saying his wife shouldn't be on social media when all the controversy went down. They're like, you got to keep your wife off the internet. You know, it's your career. You're making the money. You don't want her affecting that. She could find another hobby. She doesn't need to be an influencer. And he said they're trying to get her to delete the podcast, which I'm sure she didn't handle well, and probably convinced Akaash they're just being sexist. And they're a bad influence on him because I'm sure he also probably...
Wait, hold on. Let me go back real quick.
Convinced Akaash they're just being sexist and they're a bad influence on him, because I'm sure he also probably didn't really want her doing the podcast or trying to be an influencer, especially the way she's going about it by disrespecting him for
Right.
attention. But she obviously won that battle. She's going to do whatever she wants, whether Akaash likes it or not.
Keep your wife off the internet.
motherfucking internet.
Please.
Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow
Please.
your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me. I'm the comedian. I'm out here on this road, and I'm out here getting the money. Let me use some of this money to help you do some other things, yo. Because you don't need a microphone in your face because you going to fuck around and ruin us. All right? Not just
He ain't lying, though.
But go watch the episode.
Yes.
We just
He ain't lying though. That's the thing. When you're married, when you're even in a relationship with someone and more than one person know that y'all in a relationship, y'all represent each other, bruh. If she out here doing whatever she want to do, and people know that you dating her, it will flex onto you. People gonna look at you like, damn, this what you going for? You just let her do anything? Like, she could just talk to you like that? She could do whatever like that? Like, okay. If you like it, I love it. Right? So it's like, if you're going to get on the internet, get on these podcasts, damn, at least show Brett some respect. Don't get on here talking to your friend about how you want to fuck her husband and how your husband smells like homeless balls. Like, what? Is that how you want to start your career? I guess. But maybe she was just telling a joke. Maybe she was trying to be a comedian. Right? That's how Akaash seen it. He said if he said the same exact things, it would be him being funny. But she's not a comedian, and it wasn't even funny. It just seemed like she was just saying her inner thoughts, and the podcast was her way of just letting it all out. That's what it sounded like to me, but what do I know?
discuss everything on the
so
pod.
Didn't she talk about sucking?
No.
She never said that. There was
No.
never a video about that.
She said that Akaash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Damn. Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
They call her chicken curry.
God damn. Why would she say that?
That's a good point. So we had those conversations.
Right?
What the f-
Like literally, that's what this whole situation. Why would she say that? We have been asking that question for 5 months. Why would you even say that? Just think of an alternate world in which she never opened her mouth on a podcast. Matter of fact, nah. Think of an alternate world in which she never said those words in that sequence on the podcast. Just think about where Akaash would be. Think about, where the Flavor podcast will be. Damn, bro. I'm telling you, man. You could work your whole life, your whole career to build up respect. And all it takes is one moment to just zap it away, bro. Damn.
Go watch the episode.
My brothers.
Clears up a lot of shit.
My brothers.
And also, she just acknowledges, like, yo, that was stupid. Like, I shouldn't be fucking sharing that. I can see why the audience thought it was this thing. Like, there was a lot of
Well, delete
good
it.
stuff.
Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influencing. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No influencing. I don't want you don't let your wife be influencers. Don't let your wife be podcasters, man.
So I'm sure his wife wasn't too happy about that. And obviously, I'd imagine she had something to do with him leaving the podcast. Like, she probably pressured him, which, if that's true, it's just hilariously sad. He couldn't get her to stop being an influencer podcaster. She probably told him he's too controlling. But then I bet she convinced him to stop doing his podcast because she doesn't like his co-host and fan base, even though he's the one with the really successful career. So this man is just so pathetic. I mean, this guy just quit the podcast that brought him all the success he has.
Damn,
And he
Akaash.
acts like he doesn't want to be in the spotlight because he doesn't like the attention on his personal life. Yet his wife is still trying to become famous by talking about their personal life. So it makes no sense, and it's going to continue to be a complete train wreck. So make sure you subscribe and check out my Patreon account.
Shout out Too Lazy to Try for the video. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Akaash, bro. Earlier, I said I don't know if I would have left. I wouldn't have left, bro. I wouldn't have left. You know what I'm saying? That's easy bag, easy money. And especially if I plan on leaving this bitch, I'm gonna need all the money I need, my nigga, okay? Because she gonna run off with half your shit. And honestly, it may be worth it to rid her from your life. The stress of her being gone may feel amazing. It's gonna feel wonderful. You don't have to look over your shoulder. But I mean, there's also another lane in which he probably staying with her because shit, he's looked at as a nerd, he looked at as a dweeb, he looked at as a cuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, if you stay with her, at least y'all doing it together, I guess, right? I don't know. I'm gone. Peace.